Hey everyone, the Lollipop Man is here and we're going to talk about the Chinese Grand Prix race. So the race was very interesting, very exciting, thanks to the changeable weather conditions that went from the intermediate period right to the slicks. So, and due to that, we had a lot of strategy changes, and the strategy calls led to a very exciting race that we had. So let us get straight into the race.
Just me and my guitar.
So the race winner for the Chinese Grand Prix was Lewis Hamilton. So Lewis Hamilton got the win, followed by Sebastian Vettel, who was 6 seconds apart, and then came Verstappen. That was a very big surprise, and he came down from the bottom of the card right to the top. He got to the podium finally, and fourth was Daniel Ricciardo, fifth Kimi Raikkonen, and sixth was Bottas after he had a spin under virtual safety car. Very unlike Bottas. That was not a good drive actually for Bottas. Then seventh was Carlos Sainz Jr. Because of that, I think Toro Rosso have moved up to fourth in the Constructors' Championship, and that's a very crucial position. I think everyone is going to fight for it in the midfield. Eighth was the Haas of Kevin Magnussen. Ninth, Sergio Perez, and 10th, Esteban Ocon. Last 2 point positions going to Force India. So let's just talk about the highlights of the Chinese Grand Prix. First, we had Carlos Sainz starting on the slick tires compared to everyone who was starting on the intermediate tires, and that was a very bad call at the start because he I think lost about 10-11 positions on the start itself. But then when about 2 to 3 laps later, when everyone started changing on and went to the pit stops for their slick tires, I think he got a very good undercut on some of the other cars, and so he finds himself in the points 7th, and Toro Rosso getting the crucial 4th position in the Constructors' Championship. Verstappen had a very good race actually, and he had a very good first lap along with the second lap. By the end of the first lap, I think it was a 12th or 13th position, about 5-6 positions in the first lap itself, and then by the lap 3, I think he was just behind his teammate, and he was just trying to hunt down his teammate. Verstappen on Ricciardo had a very good overtake at turn 5. It was a lunge down at turn 5 actually, and he's so confident on the brakes. I just feel it comes very naturally to him, and I'm really confident that he can be a potential world champion in the future. Also, another overtake on Ricciardo was Vettel. That's I think the most exciting overtake that we've seen in 2017 up to now, and that was a very aggressive overtake and fair, but it was very exciting for me to see two teammates at Red Bull who were there fighting each other for the position, and they had tire banging as well, so it was very exciting for me to see. As well as Vettel overtook Raikkonen as well. That was because Raikkonen was falling behind the Red Bulls, both the Red Bulls of Verstappen and Ricciardo, and then there was Raikkonen followed by Vettel. Raikkonen was doing a good defending, but he could not make inroads onto Red Bull cars. So he had to make the overtake done, and that was very crucial. Otherwise, I think he would not have got second as well. I think he would have got third or maybe fourth as well. So that was good overtake on Raikkonen. Talking about Raikkonen was having a lot of grip issues throughout the race, and he was complaining throughout on the radio. So he needs to sort that out. I think that's a very big thing for Ferrari to do going up to Bahrain. Then we have Bottas. As I talked about Bottas had a really unusual spin under virtual safety car, and you would expect at slow speeds under virtual safety car no one will spin, but then there was a bit of water when he went a bit out of the racing line, and then he spun. That was not good for Mercedes, not good for himself as well. I think he's very disappointed about it, and he got 6th position. That's not a position where you expect Mercedes to finish on, unless they crash, which was that was not a crash, that was a spin. So apart from that, a big crash down at the pit straight was Giovinazzi. Again, the gremlins of qualifying followed him in the race as well. He wanted to do better in the race, but then he still went out of the racing line and onto the wet part of the circuit, and he lost it. Basically, he lost the car and hit the pit wall, I think. So not a good thing, not a good race for Giovinazzi as well. Kvyat, he retired out of the Grand Prix. It was because of hydraulics failure. And Alonso and Van Dorn, again McLaren, a double retirement. That's not good. Again, McLaren have a lot of work to do. There's no other thing to talk about actually about McLaren. Stroll, he had a crash or contact with Perez. It was a fair call that no one got a penalty for that, but I think Stroll should have given a little bit more space as Perez was just down the inside. So Stroll got hit by Perez and then he was out. Yeah, he had to retire. Also, it was a very exciting race all in all, and the changing weather conditions along with the overtaking brought us a very, very good spectacle. It was about 100%, I think, very much better than Australia, where we had very limited overtaking. Here we had close racing as well as overtaking. So Chinese Grand Prix, what did you think about it? Please do comment about what you think about my review, and also what your views are on the race itself. So please do subscribe, like, and see you again. Bye.